Hi Pisces, welcome to your reading for the month of October. This message is for Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising. And if you like the content that I share, please click the like and subscribe down below. All right, Pisces. So starting October, we just had a full moon in your sign and it was conjunct Neptune in your sign. So while Neptune loves to be in your sign, it's at home. This could be a really creative time for you. And in fact, this is a wonderful time to be tapping into your creativity. Whatever form of expression sits right with you, I highly recommend doing that during this time. It also could make you feel a little bit shaky around your own relationship with yourself. And then that combined with Saturn in your 12th house, which Saturn placements that are can be the most challenging for us are in our 8th and our 12th house. So right now, this planet that brings in, it wants us to learn the lessons. It brings in like a taskmaster type of energy, and it's sitting in your house of your subconscious. So it does want you to do the work, dig into any early wounding, and that combined with that Neptune in the first energy, I would just have a lot of grace for yourself. And I share all of that so that you can know these transits are there. They're making their way through your subconscious, right? And so yeah, I think I would just have a lot of grace for yourself at this time. Your reading, we'll get into your reading, but I just wanted to share that astrology to start. So in your energy, you got the Devil card, can signify lots of things, right? I want to point out that the Devil card is the lovers gone awry. So anything that can start as feeling harmonious within ourselves, feeling in balance, feeling aligned, feeling in tuned, and then all of a sudden maybe taking it too far, maybe in some way becoming too self-indulgent. It can show up in lots of ways, right? And this card can also signify addictive behavior of any sort. So what I got in your environment position actually feels a little bit like a clarifier for this card. So I want to go ahead and jump into that. And it's the 10 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles, which we love these cards, right? 10 of Cups, your ultimate wish fulfillment. 8 of Pentacles, it's willing to put in all of the hard work, really in tangible form, to reach a place of stability. And we all know that workaholism is a thing, and there could be something here around disillusionment of what actually makes you happy with that 10 of Cups. And there could also be a realization that maybe you've been going in overdrive in your work, or overdrive just in a specific project. Could even be a particular relationship in your life, but there could be something that needs a fresh new take on it. And maybe however you've been looking at this thing, to just loosen up the reins a little bit. There's some message in there around that. Because on the bottom of this deck, you got the Magician. And this feels almost like a piece of advice to me, to step into your own autonomy, your own personal sovereignty at this time, instead of taking on any potential shadow traits, anything where maybe you feel this could even be victimhood sometimes, where we feel we're trapped and we're actually not trapped. And the Magician card reminds us no, you have the tools at your disposal. You can set yourself free. And I really like that for you. And then underneath it, you have the Chariot. So definitely it's suggesting here, to move forward on something. And it does feel like a new direction. You also got the Fool card in your 9-card spread. So it does feel like there's a new direction that's being called for at this time. And I sense that it's something that is coming from inside of you. It doesn't feel, there's no tower moments here, and there's not even a tower energy. So I don't sense that there's something external to you that's forcing you to go into a new direction, right? This could be you recognizing inside of you that there's a habit, a behavior, a thought pattern, maybe even a relationship. It could involve a Capricorn, doesn't have to. But there's something that has been really fixed, really stuck, and needs to be looked at with this fresh, light, new perspective. All right? So it does feel like there's some relationship that's shifting. Two of Cups in the reverse. This didn't surprise me, considering your other cards. And then right after it, this could be a past energy, by the way, some relationship from your past, something that had you very much in your head. The Eight of Swords is almost the Nine of Swords, which is like a PTSD card even. And then the Fool. So taking a leap of faith, moving in an entirely new direction, even though in the way that this came out, the Fool is facing the past energy of the Eight of Swords and the Two of Cups reversed. It does feel as though that Fool is moving away from all of that stuff. That energy, too, with it being a major arcana card, is stronger than the weight of the past, especially if it's like mental weight, any type of past entanglement that once started out being really harmonious and beautiful, but maybe turned into something that you found to be quite toxic and had to move out of. This first row suggests that you are breaking free and that you're doing it of your own accord, finding that sense of personal power inside of you to move forward. I love that. The middle of your reading feels like someone else. It's the Page of Cups. This could be another person trying to make something right. This could be an apology coming in. Page of Cups energy to me, even though a lot of times it does signify an apology, it doesn't feel very sincere. It also feels very immature. And the cards around it suggest all of that as well. You have the Seven of Wands there and the King of Swords. The message here is to be this King of Swords, to block out anything that isn't in alignment with this Ten of Cups coming up in your environment. Anything that isn't in alignment with the path of work that you want to take on yourself for your highest good. And that might be necessary at this time to block the call, block the message, cut out the thing, cut out the habit, whatever that is for you. This Page of Cups could show up as a habit that doesn't serve you. This doesn't even have to be like one specific person, right? There's something here indicated with that energy that it's almost like it's trying to pull you back in, however that resonates for you, which we all know, like, habits do that, right? Like long held patterns, especially in our relationships, especially in our way of communicating with others, it can sometimes feel as though we need to get into this like really rigid King of Swords energy, right? Even just to face some of these things, to break our own patterning and to break free from toxicity. So this is very much a reading about that. It's a reforming of the self. Pisces, it's like you're taking it upon yourself to lean into your own mutability and transform into something new. I mean, this Magician card really does feel like a piece of advice, like I mentioned. And this closes up some sort of cycle for you. You got the Six of Swords, which I want to talk about first. Notice how they're moving from choppy waters. The person actually needs a guide. You might feel as though you have a spiritual guide at this time, however that resonates. And there is suggesting here a movement from choppy waters, but it's into smoother seas. So especially if you're physically moving at this time, this is an indication that where you're heading, it's almost like the worst is over. That's the feeling that I get with the Six of Swords. Like the worst is over, it's behind you, or you're right at that precipice of breaking out of it. That's what that energy indicates. Definitely the closing up of a cycle with the World card coming next. I love to see that. Especially underneath that Eight of Swords and that Page of Cups, like, no, we're leaving this in the past, right? And then the Three of Wands at the very end and the Two of Wands on the deck. So this signifying, especially with that Fool energy there, that you're creating a new path for yourself. And so whatever you want to create at this time, especially, I started this reading talking about the astrology with the creativity of Neptune in your sign, and allowing that creativity to sweep you into a new direction, one that's not filled with disillusionment, but one that is in alignment with your Ten of Cups energy coming up in your environment. If you have Virgo placements, I'd highly recommend checking out the Virgo reading. They had this in their energy as well. Or just for your other sun, moon, rising placements, I'd recommend checking those out. But yeah, definitely a cycle coming to a close here. For your oracle messages, I pulled 2 moon cards for you. You had, my intention was just to pull what you needed, but 2 cards came out. You got communication is key, new moon and Gemini, and believe in the impossible with blue moon. This feels like a separate message, although that communication is key. 2 things. How it could apply to the reading, everything that we just went through there. Communication could be key in saying what it is that you want and carving out your boundaries in moving into this new place and taking that leap of faith. And this might be a time where you're feeling like it's a good window of opportunity for you to take that leap, almost as if the energy is very supportive for you at this time, the environmental energy, things external to you. Ways that this can show up is like, all of a sudden there's this opportunity to get this new job. All of a sudden there's an opportunity to move to this new town and something clicks. Maybe like an apartment opens up, a home, there's some opportunity with a home that's new. So you might have some practical ways in which that blue moon energy is showing up for you right now. But this also could involve just a totally new scenario for you. It does kind of seem like a separate message from the rest on its own. So however that resonates with you, communication is key with the new moon and Gemini. And new moons are all about the fresh start. So that's another reason this feels like a new thing. It's not like full, it's not culminating the cycles of the past, like it's brand new. This is in alignment with the Fool energy. And something around believing in the impossible. I think Pisces, I would take the time to clarify what 10 of Cups looks like for you. How you want that to feel. I try to get I'd start with a big picture of it and then I'd get detailed. Recognizing that you can't control, everyone or outside forces, right? That would get into this energy. But that you do want to have a clear understanding about what feels good for you and what brings in your 10 of Cups for you. Because this is a beautiful energy, right? This is what we all strive for. So getting clear on what that looks like, not just where people in your past might have wanted you to go, especially whatever this was, not feeling like you're being led by someone else, but really understanding what it is that you want to create and what makes you happy. So that's a big message there. All right, Pisces, I hope you have a wonderful month. Take care.